Rolling.
So we are back to check in on the shit show. What the fuck's going on in Arizona? Last we spoke, everything was hunky-dory.
Trump's been closing in. They dropped in some ballots. It's a rigged election, as you know. And
that's what I've heard.
They even brought in Alex Jones today. And Alex Jones came out and raised hell.
Was he chanting Fox News sucks as well down at the ballot center? These guys are all over the place. These fucking idiots. 1 minute they love Fox. The next they fucking hate him.
It wouldn't be complete if the conspiracy theorists didn't show up during a wonderful time where a lot of claims are being made. No evidence exists for anything. And they don't understand that there's live video feeds within the county room. They don't understand how the election process works. I just think that they failed civics class. I know most of them because a lot of these people I went to high school with, and I'm seeing some of the stuff they're posting online. We had Sharpiegate out here. I don't know if you heard about Sharpiegate, where people were using Sharpies to fill in their ballot, which is perfectly acceptable, and then told that their ballot was canceled when in actuality they likely mailed one in and tried to go vote in person as instructed by their fearless idiot leader. And then as a result, one of their votes was canceled, and then they assumed that their vote was canceled. But they were purposely trying to do it twice because they feared some big conspiracy. And government is not this boogeyman. Like I've always said, they're not some damn giant in the hills. You can go there, you can knock on the door. You don't even need to knock. You can walk right in. Everything's open and apparent. It's there. And they think it's this Wizard of Oz scenario. And I don't understand people's hysteria with that.
The problem is nobody has time to read all this shit. Nobody's actually going to sit through here and look through any of the legislature that's being passed in order to see how they're getting bent over a barrel.
As far as local politics is concerned, it's very accessible. The city council, I'm on first name basis with all my city council members. They know me because I'm active and involved in government. There are committees that people can join and participate. You can volunteer, like you can be part of that process. So you have community in your community. No, you have community in your own backyard, and people are stuck inside their media bubble, and they don't understand that they can go out and be part of these local processes. And it's I think what frustrates me is that my personal experience running for state legislature and trying to become a precinct committee person and getting involved in my community, I found that the Republicans here in Arizona had a fucking monopoly on everything. And when we were trying to get involved at the school board level, it was the Deer Valley School Board in Arizona, and my friend and I went in there, and we were instantly confronted after, well, I say instantly, but it took a week or two. But one of the board members came up and was like, okay, what's your angle? What are you trying to do? Like, what's going on here? And we gave her the community bit, that we're part of this community. And it was almost like we were part of some secret conspiracy, but they're very protective over everything they do here. And so when it's threatened, as it's being threatened now in Arizona, they're fighting back. They've been clinging to power for so long, and they want to hold on to it. But they actually own government in so many ways. And on a broader scale, the Republicans are keeping the Senate more than likely because Georgia's going to screw this up somehow.
But the erection...
Yeah. Go ahead.
I just said the erection.
The erection. This erection.
The whole thing's rigged.
This is the biggest erection we have ever seen. The votes. Trump actually, in the general vote, he just passed Obama from 2008 as a total.
the turnout has been good.
Tremendous.
Yeah. So much improvement. So that is nice. And now we're seeing him react as we figured he would. So what is going to be the outcome here? We got any predictions?
He's planted this seed for a very long time, and he's not going away anytime soon, nor is his message, nor is his tactics. Once he does lose, they're going to lose. I cannot stress this enough. I'm very confident that the Democrat Joe Biden will win this election, even though it hasn't been declared yet. But I'm very confident that he'll win.
Heard it here first.
But yes. But the Trump people are not going away. They still love him. They still love everything he represents. They're absolutely terrified of the boogie socialism man, and they're afraid of government. And they've been working the media like the referees for years. They've been complaining about this bias for years. Historical note: it all comes back to Nixon at the end of the day, and LBJ as well. When Walter Cronkite went to Vietnam and said, "Hey, this thing is not winnable. Why should we even be in Vietnam?" And Johnson was saying, "If we've lost Cronkite, we've lost Middle America." And they knew from that day forward, the military-industrial complex knew that they had to work the referees, which is the media. And so they embed them with this, and they sell you this narrative. And we're doing it right now. It's salute to service. It started tonight. Thursday Night Football is when we're doing this. And they kicked it off. It's time to fucking suck the troops' cock. And that's what we're doing right now in this country. And they kind of make sure that propaganda machine is spinning for you to have a favorable view.
What happened to sucking the firefighters and the police officers' cocks after 9/11? That went away real fast, didn't it? Once the police officers started shooting black people.
The biggest thing for me is the Jon Stewart had to go in front of Congress to be like, why are you not taking care of the health care of these firefighters? Like, their health is in danger. And Congress was like, fuck you. And I got a terrible news flash. It wasn't the fucking Democrats. It was just awful.
If I recall, Jon Stewart got rather upset or emotional at that hearing, or at least the most recent one. Yeah. I mean, I would too. I got upset at the 9/11 memorial when everybody's posing for their Instagram accounts and whatnot, leaning up against the fucking walls and telling their kids to smile and everything. People fucking dying here. Innocent people, regardless of whether you think it's a fucking conspiracy theory or not. I've said this before, and I will reiterate it until the day I die. This is not the appropriate place for that type of behavior.
It is a solemn area, for sure. And when I was in New York, I had just finished going to a Knicks-Suns game, and I think I had to go to the bathroom, or I don't know, maybe I just... What compelled me to get off the train and not go back to Brooklyn? And I somehow managed to walk the length of the subway tunnel. And then when I went up the stairs, it wasn't a secret exit. It was just an exit that was further out. I imagine people who know their way around New York know that you can walk underground in the warmth before you have to enter the cold and kind of navigate that way. And I went to the furthest end of the station, popped out, and there it was right there. Just as soon as I walked up the steps, bam, there was the tower, the mighty tower, just staring at me above. And so it's kind of a fun moment. You know, you're coming out of the basement, and this beauty just inspires you. And it's overwhelming emotionally. I think we all know.
Are you referring to the new one or the original ones?
The new one, yeah. Okay. What do they call the new one? Is it it's Nakatomi Tower?
It's the Freedom Tower.
Where were you on 9/11?
5th grade. School.
Did we just break our own rule?
No, I was in 5th grade. I recall them not even telling us until the end of the day. They told the 7th and 8th graders maybe, but I don't think they wanted to shock the quote-unquote younger kids. So that's all I really remembered from that day, except for when we got home, everybody was glued to the TV at that point until the next morning, basically.
That event was one of the more powerful media events where you were glued to the television and you didn't leave it. And they seared those images and everything in there. And they instantly made sure that you were aware that people in the world were celebrating your pain. And it made you so angry at Palestinians.
I think what just stuck out most to me was the fact that since there were 2 towers, they got the first one via different camera angles and everything like that. But with that already having happened, everybody was already looking to the skies and ready for the second one once it came in. So it was like watching a horror movie in real time. I could only imagine what it would have been like today with everybody having their smartphones and everything.
Aye.
Jesus fucking Christ.
You know what I think would happen? I think Facebook would have to ban some stuff. I think Twitter would have to ban some stuff.
More than likely, right?
Actually, Facebook just banned a group called Stop the Steal as it relates to our election presently. They're supporters of President Trump, and they were trying to organize protests against the vote count, also calling for violence, which is, again, one of these contradictions that it's the left that is continuously looting, burning, fighting. And in reality, these people are showing up armed here in Maricopa County, and it's intimidating. And they'll have pictures of them praying, as they are right now in Las Vegas, as they were last night at the Maricopa County Recorder's Office. But make no mistake, like this is carrying a firearm is intimidation. Like that is a threatening act, as I perceive it.
So you mean it's not okay to follow the opposing candidate's bus with firearms and surround it?
They want to go further as well. They want to get into the vote counting area for the purposes of intimidating and screaming at just state employees who are just trying to do their fucking job. Some of them are Republicans, and I'm sure there's very fine people.
Well, the only thing we can do now is just wait. But let's hope that your prediction is correct. Only time will tell. If you'd like to interact with us, you may do so on Twitter at CTS Terry or on Facebook and Instagram by searching for the Catch the Sky podcast.
Thank you, Erie County, for doing your job.
It was close. It was close, but we brought it back. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And until next episode, keep trying to catch the sky.